people saying that you let it zoom by itself. So you're leaving room there, but there's no room there. You have to kind of like pan a little bit. So you're going to zoom in towards the left a little bit.
This is another one.
Yes. And you zoom in a little bit. So zoom in up the next year. Get in on that. Like I said, way stuff no. Tilt down a little bit. Yep. And then get a little slow pan down there. Yeah, tilt down there. There it is. Zoom in on the closest person. Yeah, on the right. Yeah, zoom in. Keep going.
Nice.
And do a little bit more. And that's good. And you can, they're not going to sing, so you can just go to the right. You can go a little faster too. Hand to the left, so you can feel that space on the right. Alright, stop zooming out. Stop.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, you're okay. Now, zoom and pan a little bit to the right, because they're going to come across. Hey. Follow the ball
Cross championship from Netanya, Israel. Final game of the day. Game 5 on the 4th full day. Group C action as Spain, playing just their 2nd game. They're 0-1 as they take on Finland. Finland 1-1, a win over Sweden, and a loss 13-5 yesterday to Austria. Blue on blue for the Finns, white on white for España. As we're underway in this one, Ralph Bednarchuk alongside Steffi Samaras. We just watched a hard-fought game as Israel took care of Ireland, and now Finland, after losing yesterday to Austria, and Coach Sinica Ias would like to see her team execute well against this Spanish team. Coach Georgia Hertz, that was a well-known English star, is trying to build up with each little baby step she can take this week. And an early start on the first possession for the Finns. That's their captain, Tiina Hanunen. 1-0.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Spain can build after every game. It's with the balance of seasoned players as well as the new players that they have coming. We saw a great output from them in their first game, and it's going to be exciting as they continue to grow. And having somebody like Georgie at the helm of the Spanish program is going to be very instrumental to their growth.
Yeah, there's actually a heavy Spanish influence to this program as Mar Camps comes up with the draw control. And she's a tall draw control in the midfielder for Spain. That's something they can rely on. Along with Selena Hunter in the midfield. And Catalina Borguera. The two Borguera sisters are a big part of this team. Attend boarding school in the UK, and they're trained and work with people such as Tors Anderson off of Team England. So we saw a lot of the England players watching Spain and cheering them on to try to support the program. So there is a great impact there. Mark Camps behind. And behind, new goalie Hanna Rosalia will get the chance here for Finland. Usual starter Jennifer Riley has been a mainstay for Finland. Rosalia gets this chance against a developing program. She's only been a goalie for less than 3 years, but she loves the position as we get a pre-position call. And this is going to be Spain with Beatriz de la Fuente.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what type of English influence that can be had on this team from Spain.
Rosalia making the save, kicking it out. And the Borguera sisters at the Bennington school that Lucy Lynch works and teaches at as a coach. Tors Anderson, as here is Quigley, as Sarah Quigley turned the corner. Then she is one of 2 Americans on this roster, and she is a high school coach and played in college in the U.S. So Quigley against Rosalia. And Quigley is able to finish high. So we're tied at 1 as Spain gets their first.
I love that Quigley started low and then finished high. It's very deceptive to the goalie when you start with your stick out at your hip, bring it up, and then almost throws a small little hitch and finishes high. And I think that the Finnish goalie almost dropped to her knees before Quigley was able to release that ball.
Sarah Quigley is a co-captain of the Spanish program. Her grandmother, her late grandmother, was born in Galicia. That's in the north of Spain. And coaches in Westchester County, just north of New York City. Draw control, picked up by Spain. Catalina Borguera. And Quigley stopped in her tracks as the Finns get back in defensively. Selena Hunter. Feet to the crease, inside, and Spain has the lead. What a nice find. Beatriz de la Fuente.
That passing, that precision, it's great. And we saw this a little bit from Spain 2 days ago. But they were really able to find their player on the crease. And again, they're moving the ball in a box motion. And when you do that, and you're able to shift the defense, so the weak side of the ball is always going to be open.
And a timeout here used, one of just 2 timeouts that Sinica Ias has at her disposal. And she doesn't like something about her team. And yesterday, as she said, it was painful for her watching them take on Austria yesterday because while it wasn't about wins and losses, but she felt that in their 13-5 game to Austria, they just did not play to their potential or to their level as they try to reach that point. Still can be better on ball defensively and still move the ball faster is what she and many coaches are asking for to get to the next level, where to have the game be played at a different pace.
Ball speed is something that is really interesting, and we've talked a lot about ball speed with regards to the Czech Republic. England showed a high level of ball speed last night in their passing. And it's interesting, it's making this game faster makes the game, and this is going to sound weird, a little bit more precise because your footwork is going to get faster. Your actual speed running, your change of direction is going to have to be faster. Your reaction time is going to have to be faster. So when you think of ball speed, it affects so many different aspects of the game that allow the game to be played at just such a higher level.
And we've seen what a difference that has made for the Czech Republic, who is in Group C with this program. The Czechs, and all the research I did, the main reason why they're in Group C, Italy 2 years ago had a lot of American stateside players, so they were in B, but the Czechs, otherwise, they have grown that much. That's why they're still in C. There's really no other reason. They are there, and they are just dominating on the way to scoring perhaps 80 goals over their games played against Group C opponents.
Yeah, they're definitely the surprise team in this event.
Spain comes up with another draw control, and Patricia Zapata and look to work through the midfield. And then a ground ball here collected here by Blanca Alejos. Very unique team bonding experience today that Spain did this morning. Head coach Georgia Hurt, well, she came up with something. Georgia Hurt decided that we're going to play movie charades because she wanted her players to think outside the box and imagine things and see and let their personalities come out. And Blanca Alejos stole the show as an actress. So basically you have to act out or have your teammates guess what movie you are acting out. So Blanca Alejos stole the show. One movie she was able to get her teammates to guess was Paranormal Activity. I have not seen it, so I couldn't get it.
I can only imagine what she did too.
Yes. Something alien-y is what I've been told as Quigley handles behind as it's 2-1 Spain. And this ball, Rosalia stayed back in her crease. She didn't go get it. Fortunate that her defense helped her out. Again, the wrong goaltender, Hanna Rosalia. And now the Finns, failure to clear. They had to finish up that story, but Alejos was particularly very good with Forrest Gump and Castaway. And the way she acted out with Tom Hanks sitting and essentially talking to a volleyball or some kind of object, and then Forrest Gump with the way he ran before he became a runner.
You know, it's interesting. We talked about coaching tactics in the last game between Israel and Ireland, and I think doing something like that by Georgia Hurt really changes the mindset of a team.
Meanwhile, there's Ane Ala Krakola, Finland's leading scorer. She buries her 7th goal. She's been terrific, and a long clearing pass got her in front, and we're tied at 2. But yeah, Georgia Hurt certainly came up with something. I wonder who from maybe Team England will get the credit for maybe giving her that idea.
Well, I have been watching some of their Team England's social media, and they are a little crazy on their off days. Camilla Hayes.
They may have to take away their off days. 2-2's the score, and Finland in the battle here with Spain. Irene Garcia, who attends school majoring in biomedical engineering in London and still finds time to travel back and forth to work with Spain. And as a player, as outside Fani Sutela on the attack for Finland. And a loose ball will be gathered here outside of this late afternoon by Essi Ruhiainen for Finland.
I'm loving the fact that Spain is so pressed out on Finland. That makes me think that Coach Hurt has a lot of confidence in her defensive unit.
She feels they've grown a lot since 2 years ago. 2/3 of the team is back, and their skill level has gone up. And Georgia likes that they can play defense. She thinks they can move their feet okay. That's kind of their foundation, and they have a veteran goalie, Marta Rodriguez, who works as an architect. Cut to the front. That's a good pass. Sutela is able to find Tina Pananen, and Finland is in front again.
I love the cut that Pananen took on that particular shot. A righty to a lefty. We had this conversation in the last game, a lefty to a righty. It's just a better angle that you can take on the cage. And if Spain's defense is going to play that wide, you really cannot get caught ball watching.
Pananen gets her second. And ball watching, of course, next level of work for this team in Spain. Timeout and a water break on the field. So we'll take a pause too. Spain giving Finland a good battle here midway through the first quarter. And we'll return to Netanya in a moment. Go. 3-2 Finland with the lead. They've gotten the last 2 goals here on Spain in this final game of day number 4. Draw control collected by the Finns. As push ahead is Fanny Sutela. And Sutela, against some pressure, will release out of it and drop it back outside for Ruhiainen. Backup belongs here with the Finns. Pananen and Ane Alakrokola. An outstanding dodger. And the assignment there will belong to Catalina Borguera inside for Spain. A ball fit into the crease, and it will come back to Marta Rodriguez. Rodriguez, something of an anchor in goal for Spain because she runs their social media. She puts together the outstanding player bios that Spain has. They might be the most organized team behind the scenes. A terrific job by many coaches and teams to put together player bios, team information too, to help us out. Difficult angle shots. And that's more of the quick ball movement the Finns would like. It was never stuck. And Essi Ruhiainen is able to collect the goal.
Yeah, it seems like today we're getting the no-angle shots, and they're able to go in, but the ball movement for Finland has improved since their last game, and Ainen coming up off that crease, it's almost like she turns on a dime and is able to deliver the ball past the goalkeeper for Spain. One thing I want to mention about Finland, they're the only team in this entire tournament that goes for every single ground ball with one hand. And at first, when I watched them, I heavily speculated that. But they actually come up with so many ground balls.
Camps on the draw control. Ruhiainen with her second goal. Paninen off the circle has it for the Finns. Well, is there such a thing as getting so good at being a one-handed ground ball picker-upper that you can get away from those fundamentals? I think Laura Warren of Wales would probably have an interesting answer to that.
You know, the answer that I think Laura would say is that if she's in the open field and the ground ball is not contested, then she would go for it with one hand. If she's going for a contested ground ball, I think she would say that she's going for it with two hands.
Rodriguez outletting, and here is Teresa Manero. Talk about a trooper. 2 torn ACLs in the career of Teresa Manero. She continues to come back and play lacrosse as she fed the crease. And the pickup behind Teresa Borgera.
Pay attention to Finland's goalie. She is super active outside of the cage. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes up with an interception or two or acts as a second defender sometimes on the ball.
Well, she is very hyped there, and Hanna Rosala gets to learn every day from Jennifer Riley, who's the mainstay, but this is an opportunity for Coach Sinikka Ias to give her a chance against a developing country, a game you figure you should be able to handle, but right now it's only 4-2. But Rosala's background is she's been a goalie in every sport, including ice hockey and soccer. This one caroms in. It'll be Selena Hunter that should get credit for the goal. It appeared to come off the body of a player rather than being directed towards cage.
And again, we've already seen this happen this tournament with, I don't want to call this one an own goal, but the mistake made by a defender, by an attacker, by the goalie, it doesn't really matter. It's one that sort of sneaks past you and you're not expecting it. But I'm already liking the movement of Finland's goalie. I like the fact that she's so active. It's rare do you see a goalie this active and potentially becoming a defender as well.
If there was a goalie Fitbit, she might be the one that gets the battery to have to be changed.
Can you break Fitbit?
Well, that's a great question. Fani Sutella comes up with it. Hunter does get the goal. Quigley an assist. So Hunter, I think in the eyes of the official scores on the far side of the field, felt that Hunter got enough of a controlled shot off, and then it went off of Rosala. And we're going to get a foul as Teresa Borgera here will push ahead. So Borgera just graduated from the Bennington School in the UK is Hananen who comes up with it. Pushes it ahead with a pass out wide for Aida Perakula.
I'm loving all the connections between some of these players that we have on different teams. We have the connection with the Spanish team and the English team. We have the connection with Lauren Goers from the Scotland team and the coaching staff from Germany and even one of the German players who's helped some of those girls get jobs in Munich. I think this is just one of those really fun things. This is what the lacrosse community does for each other when you make friends with people from all over the world.
And then especially the developing countries, getting a chance to speak to the more established coaches, I think would have to be invaluable for someone like Sinikka Ias. For the first time ever, Finland has an entirely native coaching staff, so there's no other support. And Sinikka, she said it's a lot of fun. They're learning at the same time. And I should mention again that Sinikka is 5 months pregnant, trying to do all of this and be a sponge while she is here and watch England play and Wales play. As this is a wide-angle shot from Perakule. That's off target, but we've got a game. 4-3 Finland over Spain at the end of one. We're back to Netanya in a moment. For the second quarter, Spain showing the progress they've made. They're within Finland at 4-3. They even held a 2-1 lead. Mar camps in the draw circle and loses it there to Fanny Sutella. Pannanen will grab it. She's got a goal. And Tina Pannanen will weave through. So the Finns, and also for head coach Sinikka Ies, saying ahead of this tournament, big picture, do not be nervous and be aggressive. I think she's found some players. Ala Krakola has been one. Hannanen at 37, she looks spry like a chicken as the rest of the roster starts to form out. And she also mentioned that they don't have enough assists, and that has been something when she looks at the stats or has a feel for the offense.
And that's a development aspect of any attack. There is the sense of balance that you want to have between the individuals who can go to cage and take the one-on-one, as well as the drawing and the dumping or the assisting and the moving off ball. And we've already seen the difference it can make in an attack with the simple output of Jenny Eaton from Scotland.
Yep, Eaton today, about 6-ish assists today. And how different did Scotland look? And no coincidence, the assist column was stacked as they picked up a significant win earlier today against Germany. Selena Hunter, ground ball through the middle. As Hunter, a Philadelphia native, had played club lacrosse at Ohio State University. Joining this program, Catalina Borgera. Quickly, she picks up shooting space. Finland not organized. They get there late and quickly will line up to the 8. Quigley will be a little bit further out.
I loved Quigley's speed there. She actually recognized that there was a defender in front of her and took it hard to draw that foul.
She tried to go high to low on Hannah Rosala. And this ball is going to belong to... Yeah, there's a lot of congestion here. It's going to belong to Rosala, but she has a lot of people around her. So a chance to race ahead for Hananen. Hananen continues to be chased by Raquel Beretta, trying to pester her.
Again, I'm super impressed by Spain's defense and their ability to ride. I wouldn't have considered what we saw the other night for them to have a standard ride, and staying on the ball for that long a period of time is somewhat amazing.
Here on the turn, there's a shot fired in on Rodriguez making the save. Follow-up shot, and that's wide off side netting. And the rebound controlled as Ane Ala Crocola was the shooter. So Spain will keep it. They lost to Austria 2 days ago. It was 16-4, and I think we could safely say Spain has already shown that they have improved from that day.
Yeah, you're seeing their bodies actually take something away from Finland in the offense. They're forcing to the weak side.
And they get a pass up ahead and a finish. For the final time, Marta Bravo scores at the age of 15. Tomorrow on July 20th, she'll be a Sweet 16. We're tied at 4.
You know, that was amazing, and that goal is a direct result to what Spain was able to do on defense. And that was some serious ball movement down the field for Spain. And a great finish by the young one.
Marta Bravo, they have something very special planned for her tomorrow. There's the Spanish team. She plays for Madrid, and she said she felt like she was dreaming when they included her and named her to the national team. Also runs track and field and judo, and a musician as well between the piano and the ukulele. Well, lacrosse is near the top pecking order of her life goals. 4-4 as Bravo finishes and gets some time here off the bench. We'll have a foul against Finland with 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And Spain has given Finland all they can handle. Quick restart, racing ahead was Cristina Velez.
I think we got ourselves a game, Ralph. Spain came with some of that fight that they're so known for in other sports.
As Velez carries behind, she is from the U.S. and New Hampshire, but now lives in Spain after studying abroad there and deciding it was such a beautiful country. Velez here with the black gloves. Spain looking for another lead.
And this is interesting. Finland has gone to a traditional zone defense.
Weaving through was Blanca Alejos, the actress as of yesterday of this Spanish team. They will mark her back all the way to the 12-meter. And you're right, we saw the backer zone maybe briefly by one other nation here. Then stepping inside, and this opportunity knocked away. Inka Ulaska on the midfield, the youngest member of the Finns, 22 years old, and she carries it ahead. Peracule, sharp angle, Rodriguez held the pipe.
I love the fact that Rodriguez was holding the pipe right there, and I'm actually surprised that the Finnish girl took that shot high. When goalies make that large step to the pipe, they're stepping high to high with their stick. So going low in that situation, I would go low 100 times out of 100 and know that I'm going to get a goal at least 99 times out of 100. With the one apparent fluke.
We've seen some sharp angles. As you said, today was the sharp angle day for finishes, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a different answer.
Yeah, I think some more people are gonna be testing some waters tomorrow.
Spain will pick up the clear, and in her own end is Zoe Geidelberg, who makes her home in England. Hunter.
Hunter is definitely the speedy midfielder for Spain, and I love how she gets involved in the attack. She's also one of those players for Spain that is an on-field player coach. She has some of the most experience for this team, and you can tell that the Spanish natives really appreciate her play on the field.
A pass in front. Marta Bravo not done yet. 5-4.
Marta Bravo almost caught that in mid-turn as she was turning to shoot.
Well, Georgia Hurt saying that she could be special, and she is particularly mentoring her as perhaps one of the first players from Spain that picks up the sport in their early teens. Bravo with 2. It's unassisted. 5-4 Spain, as this one gets very interesting here in the second quarter. Yeah, it is the second quarter, Tyler, just in case they forgot to flip. Draw control belongs to Pannanen in Finland as she shoots on the move and may have fooled Rodriguez. 5-5, maybe one that Rodriguez would like to have back.
Yeah, I don't think Rodriguez thought that she was going to shoot there. It was definitely further out than I thought with an angle that, again, not the greatest angle.
So it is Tina Pannanen that adds her second.
Good response by Finland.
We're at the midway point of the second quarter, so 5-5. Spain has gotten a pair of goals from 15-year-old Marta Bravo to take for the second time, a brief lead. Here is Mar Camps coming up with the draw control as she searches for help and picks up a foul against the Finns and Ilona Markkinen. So space for Hunter. And on the move, Velez.
That is how you close on an attacker coming down without getting shooting space. Stick first, and you come from the side. Good defense by Finland.
Morgera, and this ball short hopping Hunter, but she has time. Ahead of the defender there. Final 5 minutes of this first half, sweeping to the right. And then Morgera feeding her sister. That was Catalina to Teresa. We hear Georgie Hurt over there yelling directions in Spanish. It was really fun visiting with her. She represented England for over 10 years, 2 Senior World Cups. This is a shot that's blocked. And Georgie was an assistant coach for Spain in the last World Cup. And it seems like Spain has made a very good choice for someone to lead Spain to another level.
Yeah, I mean, you can clearly see just the difference in Spain in one game. And just imagine if they can continue with this and grow the current skill level of the current players and then start developing in the country.
And Spain, as we talked about last game with them, there's only 5 club teams in the country. No colleges offer it yet. And the majority of their players learned actually about lacrosse by traveling abroad, and it's just been word to mouth. And a key figure in all of this is actually a player that was born in America, and that's Cristina Velez, originally from New Hampshire, where she graduated, played in high school, not in college. She got a degree in exercise science, but when she studied abroad in Spain, she heard about lacrosse trying to gain some traction. As the ball is here, this one shoveled, and that one went off of the post. What a clever, tricky shot taken by Sofia Tatanen. A hockey-style kind of shot.
I mean, anytime you can bring field hockey to the sport of lacrosse, you're going to add some flair.
Terrific little chip by Sofia Tatanen, whether it's field hockey or ice hockey. That was well done. That would have been one of the better goals of the tournament. Camps and a hockey-style save by Rasala. And a ground ball here by Pananen. And the foul behind. But Cristina Velez has started a Twitter feed at Spain Lacrosse Separatodos. And she is very active as she has moved to Madrid, as she became best friends with Patricia Vidal, who she met while she was studying abroad to try to grow the game. She is the primary youth lacrosse initiator, where she is going out and just looking for people to attend clinics at the grade school level, at the youth level, 12 or 14 and other. That's what Velez's role has become as she spreads the wealth that way. Ahead, a la Crocola. Another breakaway. Approaches Rodriguez and gets another.
So this is the second time in a row that Finland has been able to drag their defenders up from Spain to the restraint line and almost throw a full field pass to one player who can streak down the field. Spain is not doing a very good job of playing goal side, or they would have been able to stop something like that. So they have to be very keen onto what's happening, especially off of a deceptive clear like that.
And Spain would be in great shape at this point here, Steffi. They've allowed 2 goals that way. Otherwise, in the 6-on-6, they've been fine.
And that's where I think this whole development conversation comes. You develop your 6-on-6 from a both offensive and defensive standpoint. You develop your offensive transition and your defensive ride, and then comes all the specialty stuff after that, like draw control, situational play, last 30 seconds of the game.
Spain will have possession off of this draw control with Blanca Alejos. So Finland back in front. And I would love to ask Sinika Ias if she has seen the Czech Republic attempt that kind of thing, or where that thought has come from on those clears.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Czech Republic did something like that with their ball movement.
A turnover at midfield and a chance to run again for Tatanen. And she's fouled We're under 30 seconds left. The clock stops on any whistle. 4 seconds now for Tatanen, one of those situations you speak of. Tatanen, and took it into traffic, hoping to draw the foul, and the officials did not bail her out.
That was a great hold by Spain's defense, but I want to mention Tatanen really quick because the last 3 ground balls, the difference with Tatanen coming up with those balls is she actually ran through the ball to pick up the ground ball. The Spain girls were standing and not moving those feet, and she had the speed coming through the ground ball. She didn't pick it up clean, but she at least pushed the ball forward with her momentum and then was able to pick it up clean.
This might be the first 1-goal game we've had at the half. It's 6-5, Finland leading Spain. We're back in 15 minutes for the 3rd quarter from the 2019 Women's European Lacrosse Championship.
Oh, it is.
Maybe Latfield scored.
Holy shit.
He would spend cash,
Yeah.
right? He would buy 3. He would buy 5 Irish
I know.
t-shirts, every color. Even red if they had one.
6-5 is our score as Finland narrowly leads Spain. And we'll see if Spain can hang around further in this game. Certainly if Spain ever won, it would certainly raise an eyebrow around the tournament and the lacrosse world as the sign that Spain continues to evolve as Ane Alakrakola comes up with the draw control as she pushes it ahead. So that's what's at stake here in this final game of day 4. The teams will have off tonight due to Shabbat on this Friday night in Netanya as Finland throws it away, and here comes Catalina Borgera. And Borgera stopped outside. It comes in her own end to Camps. And then a full slate of games tomorrow starting at 10:40 local time. The return to Borgera.
You know, I think the Borgera sisters are the next 2 big Spain leaders. They have really added so much to this offense. And just in the past 2 days, how they're working together and with the other players from Spain, I've seen them take control a lot on the offensive end from a verbal standpoint, not necessarily with the ball, but an accountability standpoint as well.
Selena Hunter is able to draw a free position against Rosala, and Rosala not in great position. The shot perhaps deceived her. Selena Hunter ties up the game at 6.
And I also think we're dealing with a sun factor on that free position for Rosala. That can be very hard, especially with where the sun is going to be hitting her on that other side of the field. If they shoot, sun probably isn't a factor.
Second of the game for Selena. I mentioned the Borgera sisters. Just walking past us a moment ago is Teresa and Catalina's coach at the Benenden School, Lucy Lynch of Team England, who is here supporting her students and players. And the iconic figure of England women's lacrosse, or one of them, Lucy Lynch, is here, and of course supporting Georgia Hurt, the head coach of Spain. The Borgeras moved to London when they were very young. Teresa, who's older, she just graduated from high school and will be studying politics and economics at Exeter University, a prestigious school. Catalina Borgera.
And that just goes back to, you know, what we were talking about in the second quarter, the support these international athletes have for their enemies, essentially.
As Torres Anderson told us, she wants to see Spain be good. They want to see a situation where they could lose to potential games. Oh, what a moment this is. Marta Bravo played a little bit against Austria, but she is growing up during this trip to Israel. Third goal of the game for Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo's going to come on strong for Spain, and I'm excited that she's getting so much play, because this is going to give her some confidence, especially over the next 2 years. You know, she's probably getting that fun taste in her mouth for wanting more and more and more. And I'm excited to see them play in the World Cup.
Late change there as they get Blanca Alejos into the draw circle. So Finland will take it easily. And Inka Ulaska navigates ahead. So Spain back in front. We're in the third quarter. And Finland better be careful. High pass over the head of Ala Krakola. And Zoe Geidelberg. As she fanned on the pass, this one is going to remain with the Finns. Markkanen. Paninen able to recover. And Paninen is fouled. As a player from Spain is shaken up, perhaps with an ankle twist. 7-6 Spain, early going of the third quarter. And the trainer will come out for Spain. And that is Teresa Minero. And of course you worry about Minero. I touched on the ACL. She's been playing lacrosse for 12 years in Madrid and central London. 2 times over those 12 years. She is one of the captains of this team. She has torn her ACL. Fortunately, it looks like she may be able to she can bend the knees, but the trainer's going to pick her up and actually carry her over to the bench. And we hope it's just an ankle for Minero. Inside, though, Paninen on the free position. She'll get her third to tie the game at 7.
This is turning out to be a fun one. You know, Finland has so much talent in their attacking end. I think sometimes they just can't decide what they want to actually do with the ball. And I'll give some credit to Minero. The speed that Finnish attacker had going into the offense, and she was able to slow her down and stop her. It did look like a big bump, and it probably was illegal. But that's that footwork from Noni Anderson and Lucy Pullen that you're seeing from a Spain defender.
Draw control was won by Bravo, and Minero is considered the leader of the Spanish defense. So how will that affect him if she cannot come back?
And Finland is now man up. No. Or playing a zone.
Feed to the crease, and the pass cannot be received by Zapata.
Yeah, Finland is in a zone right now, and I think the sun is causing them some issues close to that crease.
Bravo will pick up a free position. Bravo Locade, she's got 4. Well, we may have to ask around, when was the last time, who was the last 15-year-old that ever had a 4-goal game in a world event?
Potentially Lucy Lynch?
It's a very, very small list, regardless of country or caliber of opponents. It is still something special that we are witnessing here.
And she turned 16 tomorrow.
July 20th.
That's amazing. I'm loving that this game is turning out to be what we thought it could be. In Spain, we didn't see them attack with this much fire in their last game. And I know that Bravo has 4 of their goals, but it seems like the wealth has been spread between everybody.
They got in a pair from Selena Hunter, the last one coming on free position. And an early goal from Sarah Quigley and Beatrice De La Fuente also chipping in. 8-7 the score, and Spain will call the timeout. So Georgia Hurt gathers her team, but a tremendous moment. They call her Tushi, I believe. That's her nickname. I'll have to find out more about the significance of that. And they may have another nickname for her, but when you were 15 years old, Steffi, could you put yourself into her shoes, making this kind of 1,000-mile plus trip, and what that must be like?
Yeah, I think there's a huge fear factor that she's facing right now. You know, fear, I'm playing with older women, fear I'm going to be playing against older women, fear I'm going to be playing against some of the best women's lacrosse players in the world. You know, and I think she's doing a really good job of standing up to that fear and holding her own. And every time she faces that fear and she's brave, she's going to come back stronger the next time.
Tomorrow, Spain will take on the Czech Republic, so what a growing up moment it will be for Bravo to see the explosiveness of the Czech Republic and the speed and pace that they play at.
Yeah, that'll be a learning game.
Draw control, Irene Garcia. Irene for Zapata. And Spain right now is keeping Selena Hunter back defensively without Monero. So I think Georgia Hurt is hedging her bets and wants someone back there with some experience.
And that is a very smart coaching move. You want to make sure that, especially in your defensive end, you have that captain-esque player who can control the defense and how everything works.
Finland came up with a takeaway, and the ball on the ground, weaving through as Spain was able to collect it through a lot of traffic. Patricia Vidal had it, and now Tina Pannanen is fouled for Finland.
Spain has this zero fear of running through a triple team, and there's a huge part of me that loves the no fear of that. I can't wait to see what they are able to do when they've honed their stick skills and their passing and catching, to be able to know from a timing standpoint when the right and the wrong time to do that it will be.
Paracule is able to outlet it and up high. Alla Krakola, as she had it stripped momentarily. Crease roll. Alla Krakola receives a lot of attention from opponents. Flag was out as Irene Garcia was staying on her back. Well, Spain, to me, profiles as a country that can be good in women's lacrosse, and men's lacrosse for that matter. They were, I thought, competed well last year in the men's tournament. You have a lot of similar kind of players that can grow up with soccer. Some can translate. Alla Krakola, she continues to be a sniper. This makes it look easy on free position. That's her third, and we're tied at 8.
Yeah, I think Spain is one of those countries that once the youth aspect of Spain's lacrosse program grows, it's going to explode. It's going to absolutely explode. And then Spain is one of those countries that competes well across the world in almost every sport.
Yep, certainly. There are hoopsters on the women's side, women's soccer, and women's volleyball, but now women's lacrosse trying to get off the ground. They're in a good battle here with Finland with a water break on the field. Third quarter action when we return to Netanya. Following a timeout, we'll redo the draw between Inka Olaska of Finland and Mar Camps of Spain. We're tied at 8. And this one on paper appeared Spain still in the development process. Finland a little bit further along as a nation in women's lacrosse. But the Finns have been given all they can handle. They've trailed a couple of times. For Spain, 15-year-old Marta Bravo, the day before she turned 16, has scored 4 goals. And this has not come in mop-up. They have all been significant goals, of course, in an 8-8 game. Feed to the crease, and looking to cut it across that time was Sofia Tatanen. She's had some good looks in this game. Selena Hunter now playing defensively for Spain on the outlet. Spain lost one of their leaders, and Teresa Menero, to an apparent ankle injury earlier. And there's the shot that missed, but the whistle just on the shot, taken by Beatriz de la Fuente.
So I'm very partial to defensive communication because that was something that I was known for when I was a player, is how much I could communicate defensively. And one of the best things I just heard from Spain was the word crash. And it wasn't being spoken, it was being screamed by about 5 girls. That reaction tells me a lot of where this team can go.
De la Fuente. Quigley with space. Oh, and Quigley missed a quality look. It sailed over the crossbar, and she had the goaltender, Hannah Rosala. He's trying to cut down the angle.
Quigley's going to want that one back so she can go low, especially with the sun in the Finnish goalie's eyes.
A reset for Spain. Catalina Borgera. Quigley, a good look inside, and attempting to turn. The flag is out. Almost a clean turn by Patricia Vidal. That'll put her to the 8-meter. And Vidal with too many Finnish players inside the 8. Now Hunter will get another run defensively, rather offensively. Throwback. Leads the shooting space. De La Fuente.
I think there is such a change in the ball movement of Spain's attack that it's opened up so many different things for them.
Shot and a good deflection. One of the Finnish players got a stick in there to bother the shot by De La Fuente. And along the restraining line, well, we have officials pointing each way. And our officials are going to need to conference. And a good job here by the veteran official because he has differing opinions.
Good call to have those officials potentially go away from some of the players.
This time they can make it hush-hush. Now, I'm sure, Steffi, during your time as Division I college assistant, you try to eavesdrop and read lips.
Oh, of course you do. And this is where, you know, it's interesting, and we've seen it happen a few times, and we haven't mentioned it, but one of the things that I love about some of these international coaches is, you know, they're former players who are now put on the sideline, as I like to say it. I could have said it a different way. And they have to fight for their team from the sideline. And how do you do that most of the time? With the officials.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really settle anything except we're going to get a throw. So Camps, who's normally a draw controller, Ala Krakola normally off the circle. Camps with her height and is able to bring it down cleanly. So that was an advantage to Spain with who was taking that. So quickly, Catalina Borgera. And a dangerous check over the top. It's going to lead to a yellow against Finland. Inka Olaska heading off.
That pump fake from Borgera looks very similar to Caroline Peters' pump fake. very dramatic. I just love it. I think it's so great to see Spain playing with so much fire.
Didn't get a great jump. Ala Krakola cut off her path.
And now we get to see if Spain can organize a man-up situation.
6-on-5 for 2 minutes. Just about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the outlets here for Finland, they have gotten 2 goals in transition today, but none in the second half as Matilda Martin heads to the corner. And she is angled there by Raquel Barreda. Final 90 seconds. So this is a 5-on-6. We'll see if Spain sits back or elects to double the ball. It appears that's what they are doing indeed, doubling the ball with Garcia. And then slipping down is the Finland player, Hunter. Slipped it through. Zoe Geidelberg. And will redirect through for the final minute. Spain had looked for the clear. The breakup by Tina Pananen. A foul will go against Spain, displacing the player vying for the ground ball. So the Finns almost out of this. They can lob it ahead. They have Tina Hananen. And they do that. What a pass. Hananen. Hananen powers it through. Finland leads in the final seconds of the third.
Super gutsy by Finland. And Hananen took on 3 over 50 yards. She held her composure. One of the things that she did best was she kept all of Spain's defenders on her weak side, and she held her line to cage. A lot of times you'll see attackers start to veer, and then their angle gets decreased and decreased and decreased. She held that line, kept that angle, and was able to finish that ball. That was a great take.
Just in speaking to Tina Hananen, as the Finns are staying at my hotel, terrific captain, only picked the sport at the age of 30, 7 years ago. Works in DNA analysis, but as she had played basketball into the Finnish second division league, so essentially semi-pro basketball, but that was her life athletically, and you could just tell how savvy she is as a person and athlete as she described her teammates to me, some of their background stories. End of 3, Hananen, the overall captain of Finland, has given them a 1-goal advantage.
The greatest thing that you just said right there is she picked this sport at the age of 30. I mean, that's amazing. That gives me so much hope for all these other countries. Girls can pick up this sport at any age. 7 years and she's playing in a European Championship.
Yep, and she is one of the top players for the Finns. She looks like she fits in. We head to the fourth quarter. 9-8, Finland trying to shake off the Spaniards tonight. 9-8 Finland. We have yet to have a one-goal game in Netanya. Will this be the first? We've had two two-goal games, including one earlier today. Or make that actually now 3, because the Ireland-Israel game finished up 12-10. This morning, 9-7, Latvia fell to Norway. And then Wales-Ireland was 2 goals, and then a 3-goal spread. Other than that, there's a good cut that they didn't see the pass quickly. Instead, we'll go back up top. So Spain is here, and now game situations for a developing country, both developing countries, I might add, to try to execute. Pass over the front, and that one could not be quick sticked in. Good look in front. Irene Garcia made another cut. As this ball will be scooped up here by Hannah Rasala.
2 amazing looks by Spain's offense. And unfortunately, they just couldn't execute yet, but that will be something that they will be able to do soon.
Rasala, I think, was looking to go shorter with that clearing pass. It got away from her. She is Finland's backup goalie to Jennifer Riley, who plays in the Finnish league that they have. So Rasala given the opportunity by Coach Sinikka Ias against a less developed nation to gain some experience. And Ias is sticking with her despite how close this game is.
I love that. I think it's amazing. That's all about giving confidence to your goalkeeper.
And I see over there Jennifer Riley standing right behind Sinikka Ias, yelling things to Rasala. But you don't need to wake up Rasala. She's got plenty of sugar.
She is woken up a day ago.
Passed in front and a knockdown by Paninen. Boy, Tina Paninen has played an overall excellent game. And now Rasala on the clear. And she looked to go longer with it. And a dive on the middle of the field. But Ala Krokola has it. Fourth quarter underway, 9-8 Finland. Ala Krokola twirls through and scores. Finland some breathing room with Ala Krokola's fourth, 10-8.
You know, Finland has been charging through Spain, and I think it's because they recognize that in chaos situations, Spain hasn't been able to communicate to figure things out yet, and that just goes back to the fact that they're a developing country, and Finland is taking advantage of that, which they should be doing because of the fact that Spain is so young in this sport.
Another long run for Ala Krokola. Spain has not been able to stop her once she gets her feet moving. Hunter. And Hunter's able to come up with a draw control win. Off to Quigley. Alejos. We have not seen Marta Bravo for some time. She's back on the field for Spain. She scored 4 goals in a small snippet as Quigley is able to get underneath the defender and pick up a foul. Quigley got the jump and he shoots it wide. Was looking to the official, hoping for a free position.
Another surprising Spain player that I've loved so far this game has been Alejos. She has done a lot for them in the midfield. Very comfortable with the ball in her stick and has been sort of that connector for them, either from their defense to their offense or off of the draw control.
Blanca Alejos from Sevilla. She is still a university student, so they have a lot of time and years ahead of her.
And here goes Spain in a ride with Marta
Rosala.
Bravo on the goalkeeper.
Rosala in trouble. And the foul will go against Finland. Ilona Markkanen took a stick, I think, to the side. Markkanen couldn't believe it after the shot that she had, I guess, taken inadvertently. But the Finns, they'll gather it back again with Anna Pertola defensively. Pertola, and checking back for possession was Ida Ulaska. And a room for Ruhiainen. And Ruhiainen continues to be ridden and held all the way as she went upfield. Barreda is very good at staying hip to hip with players. So here is the captain, Tina Hananen.
So this is an interesting part of the game where you see a little bit of ping-ponging back and forth. And in these developing countries, understanding the tempo and being able to control it, I think is something that both of these coaching staffs need to work on, because this is the point in the game where it's close, tensions are high. It could get a little bit out of control.
We may find out very soon how well Georgia Hurt has been able to practice and get her team ready for a get the ball back situation and doubling the ball. As you touched on, Steffi, at what juncture in a nation's development do you start to practice that?
That's a really good question. I'm in that process right now, Ralph, with Greece, and one of the things that that we've tried to work on is this comfort with the ball and your stick before we've done anything else. And we've put people into some serious situations with Greece this past weekend in the festival. Girls who had never played before, only just passing and catching, played 5 full games in this festival this past weekend, and we were lucky enough to come away with 4th place.
First time Greece has appeared at the European Championships. And Steffi, you've been playing and also head coach. It's a lot on your plate, but I'm sure rewarding at the same time.
Yes, and also very sore. Very sore. But I will say, I got to experience something I've never experienced before, and I've gotten to wear the USA uniform, and putting on the Greece uniform is a completely different feeling. I never thought that I would appreciate my father's heritage as much as I did, and I didn't realize it was going to affect me the way that it did.
Fascinating. In terms of the idea of what you're building or what you're looking to build someday for someone else.
Exactly, and I look really predominantly at my daughters and their potential to play for Greece.
Here's Blanca Alejos off of a free position. Spain needs this, and that one rings off the pipe. It was a good bouncer. Bravo the follow. Bravo! Bravo! 5 for the 15-year-old.
It's like she shoots, she scores! Marta Bravo! This kid has come on strong today.
A timeout on the field. Water break at 10-9. Marta Bravo A game that she'll never forget. The day before she turns 16. Yes, we've harped on that. But these have all been significant games, played just a little bit against Austria 2 days ago in a 16-4 blowout. Has gotten some time here, and just in 2 days, how much she has grown up.
I'm so amazed, and this is what events like this can do for these brand new lacrosse players. It can completely elevate their game over a week-long period of playing against new people. I mean, just think of what Marta Bravo is experiencing. She is playing with older girls, a sport that's probably new to her. She's meeting people from 15 plus different countries, getting to hang out with them, getting to be on the field, watch them play. She's seeing coaches and the dynamic that they have with their players, and it's one of those things that, and I said this yesterday, this is life-changing for some of these young girls. And hopefully some of the reasons why these coaches have chosen these young girls is to have that experience to then go back to their countries to continue to grow and develop a sport within their countries.
Amazing moment, regardless of win or loss, but Spain has already gotten a lot out of this game. They'll put up Mark Camps in the draw circle, and Finland has not been able to shake free. Finland had a 2-goal lead at 4-2 and at 10-8. And this has been the closest game of the entire tournament in terms of consistent back and forth scoring. Mar Camps as she looks for some support. They'll drop it off here for Barreda. Geidelberg. And approach ahead, Irene Garcia. Spain continues to play without their most experienced defender in Teresa Manero that left the game with an apparent foot or ankle injury. So they're down even a player in this developing nation.
I think their defense has held their own. 10 goals for Finland. You know, this is one of those, we had this conversation 2 days ago. Finland is probably supposed to be the winner of this game, and you're talking about holding a team to 10 goals. In lacrosse, that's pretty good.
Quigley off free position. 10-all.
And I knew Quigley was going to show up at some point today. I just didn't know when. She got one early in the game in the first quarter, and now she puts the tying goal on the board for Spain. And I'm continue to be amazed by Quigley because we've talked about her being the quarterback for this team, and she's really been able to spread the wealth. And with Marta Bravo coming on so strong, it's taken probably a little bit of pressure off of her, and now she can hopefully continue to quarterback this team.
Camps, she's done the job in the circle for Spain. 10-10. Can Spain take the lead in the fourth quarter?
I don't know, but this is so exciting.
It would certainly get some people talking around the tournament and other lacrosse observers. Pass for Hunter, it got deflected. Finland just a bit more established as a lacrosse team. You'd probably put them in an area of, they could still be called a developing nation, but they've got their feet under them. They're a toddler that can walk.
Exactly. And now once you get your feet wet, and what you're seeing from the Finnish team is that they've gotten their feet wet and they're excited and they want more, and they have players that, I mean, they have players that started playing this sport at 30 and they love it and they're developing. This is just exciting all around, and regardless of how this game ends, handshakes to both teams because it's been so fun to watch such a fun and hard-fought game.
10-10. And how does Spain handle things in terms of pressure?
And this is where the communication aspect and maybe Spain missing that top defender might come into play.
Ala Krakala. And she misses the shot.
That was a great spin move.
Ane Ala Krakola is one of the tough, hard-charging Dodgers in Europe. And she can fit in with some of the best that we've seen in the Group A teams. Ala Krakola, she is pestered by Hunter. And the ball on the ground looking for the box out is Olaska, number 6, there in blue. And as she loses it, it's going to belong to Spain. We're not sure of the clock.
It looks like the clock is around 2:30 left to go, but we should hear an announcement soon, hopefully.
It is not a visible clock, unfortunately, on the far side of the field. But here is Camps in Spain.
And with it being the fourth quarter, we're seeing both defenses come out and playing high.
Catalina Borguera. Quigley. Quigley in. Quigley has given Spain the lead. 11-10.
There's part of me that wants to cry because this is so exciting. And you can't see it, but I'm totally wrecking Ralph's shoulder because I'm so excited. And it's not because it's Spain, it's because this game has just been so amazing. But Quigley coming over top with her left hand. Oh, I think I'm sweating.
The most experienced, a high school coach, so you can understand she would feel that it's time for her as a veteran mentor to all these players, and she went after it. She's got the tire and go-ahead goal late in the fourth quarter. And Spain with Hunter is fouled. And Georgie Hurt over there on the Spanish sideline, and wondering if she thought to herself, do we know how to kill off a game? There's this announcement for 1 minute. Spain may have never been in this position before. These players in terms of how to salt away a lead. Quigley, she is fouled. The clock only stops when we hit 30 seconds, and then it stops on every whistle. But Spain has the ball deep in Finland's end. There's the announcement for 30 seconds. A throwback out to Hunter. And a check, Markkanen thought she had it clean on Alejos.
I thought that was a great check by Markkanen.
Everybody up on the Spain bench, engaged. Hunter, Quigley, and she'll keep it wide. They'll go back for Borguera. Quigley, and Spain in the midst of learning how to win a game and close out an opponent.
They look seasoned.
That's it as Spain celebrates the first upset of these European Championships. Spain getting 5 goals from a 15-year-old. They mob one another and they climb out of a 10-8 deficit in the fourth quarter. They shock Finland, a much more seasoned and veteran team. The Finns go down. Spain wins by a goal.
And the classiest thing I'm seeing right now, before she goes to her team, Spain's coach, Georgie Hurt, is walking over to the Finland bench to shake the hands of the Finnish coaches. That's just a class act, and I'm so proud of both of these teams. I'm excited for Spain. I'm excited for Finland to see what they can do coming up. And with Markkanen on the floor, you can tell how much she gave in this game.
The Finns stunned that they lost a game to Spain. And perhaps on paper the Finns had higher expectations, but It just goes to show you to any level, if you underestimate an opponent, they can come up and get you. Today, Spain got somebody. And it could be the best win in Spain's national team's history. 11-10 as they celebrate. They get 2 goals that Sarah Quigley will never forget. Grandma, that was born in Spain, talked so much to Sarah about her time growing up in the country, how much she loved it. That drew Sarah's hope to someday play for Spain. That's where it started, and her desire. She gets the 2 big goals, free position at 10-all, and then 11-10 with about 2 minutes left. What a game. Ane alla Krakola, 4 goals to pace the Finns. Tina Pananen, a strong game as well with 3. Marta Bravo, tomorrow she'll be 16. On the last day she's 15, she scores 5, and it might be a historic mark. 11-10 is the final for Steffi Samaras. I'm Ralph Bednarczyk saying so long and goodbye from the 4th day of these Women's Lacrosse Championships in the Euros 2019.